Hey guys, I'm MB, founder of underdogchance.com, and in this video I will share my baseball betting model projections for today's games for Tuesday, and I have also two qualified bets based on my criteria. It is start of the season. Actual model results would be 1-1 with small profit. But the other day I put a wrong pitcher for Seattle because Seattle have two Luis Castillo, and this shouldn't be a play. This is something you should also track. So if you have a betting model, if you have your own analysis, which I always recommend, then you track everything. Okay, so even if you make a mistake, so you know that it is your personal mistake. If you put the wrong picture, or if you didn't analyze the game properly, so you track everything, so you know what went wrong. Sometimes the last season, I think, or the other, or the season before, I made five mistakes. So I should be up 5 units. So those mistakes can be pretty important. But it is important that you track those mistakes, because many bettors make mistakes. I do mistakes. I make mistakes. I made mistakes in the past. But that's why I also say that sports betting is not just typing teams or following other people's picks. It is also much more, and successful sports betting is much more about personal transformation than just getting some system or some picks, because this will not make you a profitable bettor. I see bettors who are always negative, angry, skeptical. They care much more about my results, my picks. I don't need to bet anymore in my life. So I want to give this knowledge and my models and my way of betting to you, so you can bet and make your own analysis for yourself, not not for me. And I also don't like the word picks, because those should be much more projections, predictions, maybe bets. But picks are, I think, the dumbest word in this world. But of course, if you use Google, or if you check SEO results, you'll see that most people are looking for picks. And if you want to reach to people, you need to type picks in YouTube channel, so that some people even see, and you can reach to them. Okay. Before I share my projections, you can skip the video if you don't want to listen to me. But I think this will be very important. I I want to say this, okay? You will start winning when you're much more obsessed with your own results, your own bets, your own betting models than with other people's place results. I think this is much more important than peaks and everything else. What people are looking for uh, in my life. We have Discord group. I don't even check what other people bet. I don't even check what other people analyze, what they bet. I simply don't care. Okay, I don't care about other people's results. Some people always wait for others, follow others. They are much more obsessed with other people's results, other people's picks. I don't know what is going on in this world. Okay, if you would focus on yourself, right, no matter what this is. Okay, if you would, let's say, focus on yourself, on your own work, instead of watching sports, instead of watching other people's lives, instead of, this is just waste of energy. Of course, we need to learn from others, because everything I know, I didn't make it up, right? So I read books or I follow someone else, but there is a very big difference between smart following and dumb following. Okay, smart following is something like, you see someone, you like the ideas that this guy or whatever presents, you learn this, and then you start doing this. Okay, and also, you don't follow people, you follow the ideas. Okay, so let's say we have now Trump, we have Putin, we have, I don't know, let's say we have 10 dictators or presidents or whatever, and you don't follow a person. Okay, you say, okay, this guy has this good idea, I will take this idea. This guy has this idea, I will take this idea. Okay, and the same is in sports betting. You don't follow one person. Okay, you should not be obsessed with one person. Let's say with me, some people say, what is your results? Hey, you missed that. Hey, don't be obsessed with me. Okay, you have a lot of work with yourself, right? So take some idea that resonate with you. If you like some of my ideas, even even that I talk right now. Take some ideas, and the ideas that you don't like, simply ignore, go to other one. Take that idea, take some other idea, read 10 books and write down the ideas that resonate with you. The worst thing is you wake up and then you are already obsessed with other people's lives, with other people's speaks, with other people's results. I don't care about other people's results. I don't care about other people's peaks, about bets, right? Uh, either you're follower whole life, and you will be always angry, negative, skeptical, and probably broke at the end and alone, and this is miserable life. Or you simply start following other people's peaks, not peaks but knowledge, and then try to implement this. Okay, follow in silence, try to implement all those ideas. So when I see successful bettor, or let's say successful person, I'm not asking what he is betting today. This is the dumbest question in the world. Okay, it is at the bottom of Maslow betting scale, right? What I would ask, who is this guy, what he eats, how he sleeps, where he gets the stats, how he calculates projections, what is his daily process, what is his daily habits, what is his daily routine, because this will make you a successful bettor in the long run. Okay, I'm not talking about this month, about this year, whatever. Okay, about in the long run, because it is easier to have amazing season than let's say it is easier to have let's say ROI or yield. More correct is yield, but ROI. Okay, so we know it is easier to have 10% in 1 year than ROI 2% overall in 20 years. Okay, this is much easier because it is short sample size, right? And if you want to be long-term profitable bettor, everyone should focus on himself. So don't be obsessed with other people's results. And again, I'm not telling you what to do. You can do whatever you want. You can follow other people's speaks whole life. But just imagine you have your own life. Uh, so I was born in a village. Okay, and I see those old grandmothers, okay, babushkas. Uh, they were much more obsessed with what neighbors is doing, what other people are doing. They were always unhappy. Okay, so people who are obsessed with other people's work, other people's speaks, other people's results, they will always be losers and unhappy. Okay, it is much more important that you know where is the line. Okay, so you learn, you take the ideas, implement the ideas that you like, and then move on with your action, daily action. Okay, and then results and winnings happen. Okay, uh, so so when you will start winning, you will start winning when you're much more obsessed with your own results, your own bets, your own models, than with other people's place results and so on. Okay, so why I share picks. I don't sell picks. Okay, I don't even talk about picks. I don't want to talk about picks. When I receive email, and in the email I have the questions about the picks, I have a headache about this, because I think this is the dumbest. It is waste of energy for me, waste of energy for others. And sometimes I have people, they send me 5 emails and or 10 emails, and in all of those 10 emails they didn't even ask me how I analyze games, how I calculate projections. They're not interested in this. They just ask where are the picks, what are the picks results. Hey, I don't need to bet anymore. Okay, I made enough. Okay, so I can give you my knowledge, and you can bet, and that's it. If I charge for picks, okay, if I would charge for picks, and maybe I will start sharing picks, because if this is something people, I would charge $10,000 American, maybe picks should be charged $100,000 American per month, because if if people want picks, and we know that picks are not working, if you're following is a losing mentality. Okay, so how you want to win if you're a follower? You cannot win. This is a losing mentality, right? Winners lead. Winners win. They lead. They take actions. They are positive, optimistic, and they win. So how can you win if you are following? Okay, and of course, if people want to follow, and they should be charged a lot. Okay, my friend is selling pigs. He's handicapper. Okay, he said what kind of emails he gets. So I have a very good life, and people ask me why I don't sell pigs, why I would sell pigs or share pigs or something like that, when then I would get 10 crazy gamblers who would send me that threats. Okay, the people who look for pigs are at the bottom of Maslow betting scale. Okay, this is at the bottom. I don't know, even they don't understand the math behind, even they don't understand how betting market works. But of course, uh, they want to maximize their profits without any effort. Okay, and this will never this is not going to work. Okay, so you can do with this information whatever you want. I keep sharing my projections, my picks, my bets. I even put in the YouTube because this is how people find me, and then I want to represent the message. I share my process, and I want to share my way of betting. This is the purpose of my videos. Okay, it is not the purpose of videos that I share picks and then 100 people bet the same bet than me, right? This would be completely crazy thing, at least based on my philosophy. Okay, you can go to some other YouTube channel or some other handicapper, he will tell you he has picks, you follow his picks, that's completely okay. But I have never seen in my life anyone who was looking for picks, asking for picks, talking about picks, and make money from sports betting. I usually see people, they start betting with analysis for 1 month, and after 100 bets, when things are not going well, they stop betting, they're negative, and then they come back after 3 months, they wait for another sport. This is not sports betting. Okay? Sports betting is waking up every single day, making projections, doing analysis, be optimistic, try to learn something new, and attack daily plus EV. That's sports betting. It is not waiting for some good moment, because I don't know when is a good moment. Maybe this season is the worst. Maybe baseball was, I don't know, maybe baseball was just good for me for less 25 years or 20 years, not 25, 2004, 20 years. Maybe baseball was good for me only for 20 years, and from now on it will be the worst sport for me. I don't know. Maybe I will have every season negative from now on. But this is not betting. Betting is always building models, building systems, analyzing games, and you track. You see, you bet, track, then sometimes you take time, so you dig into something new, you dig into betting models, into projections, into analysis. You always do something. Okay, and I believe that every sports bettor, the goal of sports bettor is to stop betting at some point. Okay, because with sports betting no one will make billions. Okay, if we talk about, if we talk, we have basically four types, four people who can bet. Okay, let's say first group of people are poor people. Okay, poor or broke people, financially poor. I don't want to be harsh or something like that, but let's say financially poor, right? People, I was financially poor. Okay, financially poor people, but they are not really smart, or how to say, not smart. They don't like math, they don't like actually these things, and but they want money. So if you are poor or broke, okay, you want money, right? Who doesn't want money? And at the same time, you don't have capability to understand math, statistics, and everything else, but of course you want to bet. So this is the first group. Okay, the second group are poor or broke or financially poor people, or people who are not born in wealthy families or whatever, right? And they are, let's say, smart, or they're willing to learn math, statistics, everything that is needed for success in sports betting, right? So this is the second group. The third group, are rich and dumb people. Okay, rich and dumb people. Like, we know, professional boxer who is betting millions, he's not doing any analysis, or a guy who is selling mattresses. He didn't make money from betting. he made his wealth by selling mattresses, and this is a show for him. So he's not actually. And there are many other who are rich people, many NBA players, many athletes who made millions and then they lost because of gambling. Okay, so we have rich people, and at the same time they are dumb people. Okay, so those people. So I'm having four categories, and then we have really wealthy people and smart people. Okay, billionaires, Elon Musk, I don't know, Warren Buffett, so on. Okay, so uh, from those four groups, only three are betting. Okay, so really wealthy people and really intelligent, smart people, scientists, they're not betting. Okay, because betting is a great step to go from zero to to some amount of money where you can constantly reinvest over the years, and it is not that easy, right? So uh, rich and smart people don't bet on sports. Okay, and I'm not talking about million, because million is not being rich these days. $1 million is middle class, lower middle class, right? $1 million is nothing today. $1 million is nothing. Okay, sometimes I see people are struggling with $10 American. Okay, this is another topic, but million cannot be considered a rich anymore. Okay, because inflation and so on. So we're talking about billionaires, those who are smart and rich. They don't bet. Okay, then we have other three groups. Okay, so I don't want to be hard, but just first group is poor and dumb, then we have poor and smart, and then we have rich and dumb. Okay, the only group that has potential to win are people who are poor and smart. Okay, because they started betting because of this. Okay, they didn't have money for investing in real estate. If you're not born in rich family, you don't have real estate, you don't have stock markets, stocks at the table at home. We didn't talk about business, we didn't talk about stocks. Okay, the only thing was, please finish the college so you don't work and you don't live poor like we. So this was the only thing. Okay, if you're poor, but of course, if you learn math and if you love math, you can do something. So as I see, okay, and I'm maybe completely wrong. Okay, people who have actually a chance to win at sports betting are people who are not rich, but they are enough smart. Okay, you don't need to be the smartest person in the world. I was talking about this. You can be just average guy, but who is willing to learn, right? Those are the people who can actually win. And then we have other two groups, let's say dumb and poor. They will always try to follow peaks. They will always try to hit parlays, and they will never win. Okay, they basically feel the betting market. Okay, why people bet? Because sports betting is great because it is not affected by the world economy. You control your knowledge, you control your analysis. It is up to you how much you will dig into this. Okay, um, I'm doing a little bit less right now because I don't need to wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning and making projections and analysis for 10 or 12 hours per day. But earlier, 15 years ago, and 10 years ago, I was doing this. So I was doing this. I woke up in the morning, I was doing projections, analysis, and at the same time I was improving betting models. My whole focus was on this because with small money I need to make more. Because uh, if you invest in stock market, you will make, I don't know, 10% in 1 year. Okay, let's say 20, depends. But in the long time of period, right? If we take, I don't know, SP 500, you will make 10% annually, right? This is 10% growth in 1 year. Okay, if we take taxes and everything else, it is, I think, 7 or 8%, but let's say 10% in 1 year. Okay, and this is considered as a good investment. Okay, in sports betting, you can double your bankroll in 1 year. Okay, if you take time, if you do the hard work, this is possible. And that's why people who are poor and who are willing to do the work, they can double their bankroll. It can be even more, it can be less, but 50% to double a bankroll in 1 year, this is realistic and also possible. Again, it depends how much you're willing to work, how much you're willing to do. If you're just waiting for someone who will make projections, and if you're waiting for one sport on August, and then this is not going to happen. Profitable betting is doing analysis, doing projections. This is basically a lifestyle. So you attack plus EV every single day. Okay, and then we have dump and poor people. They will always look for parlays, for picks, for other people's, and they will just bet. Okay, they will be on Reddit, Twitter, on social media. They spend much more time on other people's picks, on other people's work, than on themselves. So they are looking for that big hit, or even if they start with, I don't know, 10,000 American dollars, they want to turn this into 20, into 30. So it is poor and down people will always fill the market with money. Then we have those, let's say, poor people and smart people. Uh, they, they started betting because of that. Because if you're born in Monte Carlo, in Monaco, in a billionaire's family, you will not bet on sports, right? If you're even, you will not even start betting. They don't talk about sports betting. They talk about stocks. They talk about real estate. Okay, so you will not bet. Okay, so most people I know, and I also know many successful bettors, they were not born in rich families. Okay, they were smart enough, passionate enough about this, and they started betting because they were not rich. Okay, I'm not, and as I said, I'm not, being a millionaire is not rich. Okay, so the really really wealthy people don't even start betting. Okay, because you have regulations, you have bookmakers, you need to deal with this. But you can make, realistically, 100K can everyone make in 1 year. Okay, it is possible. But for a poor guy, making 100K in 1 year, or even if you have a job and you add extra 100K in 1 year, that's a good money. And in the long run, it can change your life. You can escape 9 to 5, you can have freedom, and so on. It is possible. But in general, I believe that mostly not wealthy. So I don't know how to say poor people, not wealthy. So people who were not born into really really rich families, they start betting. Okay, and then of course we have people who are very rich or wealthy, and they bet, like Floyd Mayweather. He's a boxer. He has he makes these pictures on a table with gold, with cash. You know, are really wealthy people or billionaires. It is funny for them to see a guy with chains and money and so on, because once you're wealthy, they want to hide they want to hide, they don't want to talk about this, because you will get all kinds of problems. Even people, mafia can kill you, right? But there are, I would say, dumb and rich people, they also bet. Okay, so one group is not betting at all, one group has a chance, and two groups will fill the market with betting money. And if people want to start winning at betting, and I think I can say this after 25 years of betting, uh, they start winning when you are much more obsessed with your own analysis, with your own results, with your own bets, than with other people's results. Okay, so if you wake up in the morning and you go to YouTube and check what other people's bet, you are already losing. Okay, uh, it is not possible to win. The energy of the world, the energy of the planets, the energy of everything is against you, because this is a losing mentality. Okay, it is not possible to win if you wake up in the morning and you wait what whale capper, what lock guru will pick for you. It is not possible. It is not possible. Okay, it is not possible to win at sports betting if you have a following mentality. It is not. It is like, and sometimes people say, okay, I will not have picks, just give me a system. Okay, so imagine you play an NFL, or I will go to Bill Belichick and I will tell him, give me one system play and I will have NFL team and we will win Super Bowl. It is not like this, okay? He will tell you there's many plays. It depends on situation, but I can teach you the concepts, but you still need to train every single day. You still need to improve, and then once you have all this knowledge, you will make better decisions. It is not guaranteed that you will win at NFL if you have Bill Belichick and I don't know, Tom Brady. I don't know. I'm just making this up, okay? So it is also not the same in sports betting, okay? The things are changing all the time. The success is much more about transformation, and from those four groups, you can move from one to another, okay? You can be dumb and poor, but you can learn, and you can move to dumb. You can move to poor to smart if you learn. If you focus on learning, then you can be still poor but you will be smart, and once you are smart and you are poor, then you will find a way how to make money, right? You can also move from there to being rich, but of course you will take time, because from zero or from very small money, or if you're not born in a wealthy family. I was not born in a wealthy family. You will need a little bit more time, okay? There are a couple of steps. For first, you escape 9 to 5, then you start investing so you have money for the rest of your life, and then you start doing much more, start building a business, start, I don't know, many other things, and then things can change. It is, you will need a little bit more time, right? But it is possible to go from one group to another, but the most important thing is that you identify in which group you are, okay? uh I see people betting or following for 5 years, and they still ask, what is plus EV, what is closing client value, what is regression analysis, how to make this, how to make this. So how did you spend 5 years? In 5 years, in 5 years, if you really love something, if I love, I don't know, playing a guitar, and if I start training playing a guitar, and if after 5 years I cannot play at least 20 songs without, then just kill me. I don't know. That is a waste of time, right? So I see people following me for 7 years, and then after 7 years, the same question: how to make a copy paste, how to do this. What the fuck are you doing for 7 years? It is complete waste of time, right? Uh, and of course, you need to identify where you are. Be honest with yourself, and then winning starts. Okay, that's my philosophy. I can be completely wrong. Don't listen me. So take the ideas that you like. If you don't like, just ignore. But this is how I think. Okay, this is how I think. People will start winning when they are much more obsessed with their own bets than with other people's bets. Yesterday someone asked me, update MLB predictions. I don't even know what that means. Update MLB predictions. I don't know if he is looking for my picks, or I need to update something in my model, or I need to update results. I don't even know I don't even know this language. What does this even mean? What is update your predictions? What does this even mean? I don't need to update anything. I don't need to do, I don't need to do, I don't need to update anything, okay? I don't need to update anything, okay? I can show you my way of betting. If you're interested, you can learn from me for now. I don't have any other subscription, big subscription service or something like that. If I will decide to have some subscription, big subscription service, then I will, I don't know, sell picks. I don't know, but currently I don't have this. I do this in my free time, and I want to show you my way, my philosophy, and what I think about sports betting. Okay, some other people will tell you something else. Okay, and yes, that's it about picks. And so let's move to projections, and hope we can find something useful. And as I said, I have two qualified bets. So again, I will explain a little bit more about projections. Okay, what are projections, and what are the picks, what are the bets, what are predictions? Okay, so let's start with the picks. What are picks? Picks are the dumbest thing. As I said, picks are for poor and dumb people. Okay, they are looking for picks because give me something, I will make money. Give me some tip, I will make money. So when I was young and I was dumb again, right, I was poor, and I was also sitting in a cafe with some two of my friends. One then went into a jail, and they were talking about whole day about how to make money. He will give, yeah, I need to sell cigarettes, I need to this, give me that tip, give me that tip. This is completely losing mentality, right? Completely losing mentality. Those are picks, okay? We all need some picks. So we bet without any effort, without any thinking. Just give me something I can bet, okay? This is not going to work, okay? Then we have predictions. So what are predictions, okay? Predictions, as I see, predictions are something like probabilities, probably. Okay, so you predict the probability, or maybe some people say predictions are something who will win the game. Okay, which is again completely wrong. Okay, because nobody can predict who will win. Most people, when they see the word predictions, they hope that someone will predict the winner. Nobody can predict the winner. Okay, there is no guaranteed bet. Okay, if you see a bet on the bookmaker, uh, that means that both teams can win. Simple as that. There's no other way. Okay, because if something is 100%, that bet would not be offered by the bookmaker. This is the first thing. The second thing, you can always check bookmakers odds, and you can calculate approximately what is the chance that some team is winning. So if you have minus 105 and minus 105, this is basically close to 50-50. Okay, even if you have, I don't know, minus 200, 200 is like, what is 200 is 200 is what, 75%. 200 is 75%, right? 200 is 75%. Okay, so if you see a team which is minus 200 or 1.5, that means that they have approximately 75% of chance to win this game. What that means? That means that they will still lose, let's say, I don't know, 3 out of 10 games. 3 out of 10 games, right? And people think that this is a sure game, that it is not possible to win. So still 3 out of 10 games, 30 out of 100 games, or 80, whatever, right? So 75 out of 100. Okay, this is approximately, so you need to understand this. Okay, those are, most people look for predictions because they look for predictions who will win. Then we have projections. Okay, this is much more, I think, much more valuable information, because with projections you get another angle from, let's say, statistical analysis about the game. Because one game will happen, and bookmakers will use some information in the data at the start, and they will open the odds. Okay, they will set these prices, and these prices are directly the probabilities. Okay, then more information will flow in. Okay, bettors will bet, they will get some other information as well, like injuries, whatever, right? And then just before the game start, we will get uh probability of this game. Okay, let's say most closest to true probability. Okay, and they use different models, different systems, how to do this. Okay, and you, as a sports bettor, what you want to do, you want to have one well-defined system, and you want to use statistics, and you want to attack this angle. Okay, let's say money lines, or totals, or propositions, whatever. Okay, what you want to get, you want to get the numbers, you want to get spreads, you want to get projections. It doesn't need to be most complex betting model, it doesn't need to be the simple. You need to find your own angle where you can attack it, and then you track this, because you know from this point you have every single day the same way of analyzing games, where you take the same stats, and then you can track it and see how this works against the market. And then later the market is changing, of course, right? The market will change. Sometimes people say, okay, give me a betting model, I will type the teams like a monkey, and I will do this for next 10 years. Yes, of course, the core can be the same, but things can change from time to time. Okay. And some people say, ask me, is it better to have one betting model or have multiple betting models? It is always to have more, because once you have more, you show that you understand betting. There was a tweet, I think, from betting is score someone. He said, he had a good point. You're not really winning better if you can win only at one market. That doesn't mean that you should bet every single market. You're a winning better if you have the knowledge, so no matter what happens, you can always use your concepts, attack market, and come out as a winner. That doesn't mean that you will win every single bet, but as I said, this happened to me during the COVID. When COVID happened, all sports were shut down, and I started digging into esports, and I made a profit. And I believe, and I don't want to be overconfident or cocky or something like that, but I believe that if I decide to attack any market with my passion, with all the time, with all the focus, no matter which sport is, I would I would find a way to make a profit. Okay. Because I would dig into the stats. I would not bother with other people's picks. Okay. 90% of people don't even make money from sports betting. Okay. And from those people, I know a couple of them who escape 9 to 5 or make some wealth or some money that they have right now, that can live from them, that can pay holidays, that that's why it is much more important that you focus on becoming a better, not just having one specific sports knowledge or one, I don't know, one thing. Okay, it is much more about this. Okay. Okay, and let's move to projections. So those are projections. Projections are basically my calculated numbers, which I can compare with bookmakers numbers. Okay, and this is something you want to do. How you do this, it is up to you. You can use spreadsheets, you can use Excel, you can use Python, you can even do these projections in your head. It is good that you have well-defined system, but before you bet, even before bookmakers open the lines, you want to have the ability to project your own prices. Okay. Because in the long run, winning a sports betting is just the discrepancy between your price and bookmakers price. Okay. And again, sports betting is not guaranteed, but if you attack plus EV every single day, if you live as a sports bettor, then you will win. It is not 100%. Sometimes people say, hey, what was your result last season? Do you remember the covers, portal, betting portal covers, right? The last time I checked, the results was 20 years ago. Okay. But let's say 20 years ago or back then, I think this is the same right now. They still have this competition contests. It is called contests. Okay. So people bet with imaginary money, which is again not the same. They bet with imaginary money, and then they have the leaderboard. Okay. And what happened? So people, let's say it was, I don't know, 2003, and then people checked who was the best handicapper in 2003. Okay, and it was, I don't know, some guy. Okay, and then a follower said, okay, he made, I don't know, let's say 50 units, and then he said, okay, next season I will follow him and I will make 50 units. And of course, that guy who made 50 units, the next season he was minus 70 units. Okay, this season is never the same. Okay, if I can guarantee that I will make 100 units or 50 units or even 20 units or 10 units each season with the same sport, but I don't know how I would be billionaire right now. All right. And if I would run such service, I would charge, I don't know, 100K or 10K per month if there is a guarantee. In sports betting, there is no guarantee. Okay. I see those betting portals, they have uh, guaranteed plays, guaranteed bets. What kind of guaranteed? I have never seen I not seen, I have never said that my bets or anything that I do is guarantee. What I guarantee is that if you go through my programs, you will learn how to use my way of betting, my spreadsheets, and so on. But I never guarantee that I will win for sure next season. Okay, this is not possible to win. We can guarantee that I will do my best or something like that, and then of course usually good results come. Let's say you are, I don't know, Lakers organization. What you will do, you cannot guarantee that you will win next season. What you can guarantee that you will bring the best players, that you will train, that you will have the best coaches, and then this will increase a chance of winning. Okay, the same in business. You cannot be 100% sure that, I don't know, let's say Elon Musk, Tesla, it was not 100% sure that he will succeed or something like that, right? But he did all the right things, and then the chance of succeeding is much higher. The same is in sports betting. Okay, so any other guarantee words, this is completely. And of course, the people in the first group, as I said, uh, they fall for these things. Okay, so in sports betting there is no guarantee. Okay, from now on I can lose everything. Okay, from now on I can lose everything. Maybe only first 20 years was 25 years was good for me, and from now on other people will outperform me. I'm getting older. Young people are coming with new computers, with AI, with something, I don't know, and I will simply maybe not compete against them. It's possible. Nobody can guarantee. Nobody can guarantee in sports betting that you will win. Okay, if you understand this game, you need to play this game. Okay, uh, and I know, as I said, I know a handicapper who is selling picks, and then after, I don't know, 1 week, he get email. What is going on? What do you mean? What is going on? What is going on? I don't know. Losing is happening. What is going on? I don't know. What kind of question is this? This is the question only from poor and dumb people. People who ask for picks, we know in which group they are. They're picks are, picks. You simply need to understand sports betting is risky, but it is possible to win. Okay, I don't want to be negative. I'm not negative. I just because there's so many hype in sports betting world. Everyone have the winning picks, winning plays, guaranteed plays. I don't know. We need to step back a little bit, take calm a little bit, be patient a little bit more, take realistic goals, take you need to work a little bit more than you expect to have good results. You cannot have outstanding results, outstanding money, and do nothing. And then people will say, I'm not expecting a lot, I just want to make 10 units, I just want to make 20 units. Well, miss, my friend, you know what is 10 units and you know what is 20 units. If you make only $1 at the end of your betting career, you will be in top 5%. And being in top 5%, this is outstanding. Okay? This is outstanding because 95% of people lose. And this is not my figures. This is the fact. 95% of people win. And if before you die and you have your betting record, and your betting record is, I don't know, 10,560 wins, and I don't know, 10,000 blah blah blah, and the overall profit is plus $1, you are among 5%. And this is outstanding result. And if you want to have this outstanding result of plus $1, you need to have outstanding input and effort. We're not talking about 10 units, 20 units. Okay? People say, I just want to make 10 units. I just want to make 20 units. This is very, very outstanding. What did you do today? What did you do last week to have outstanding results? Was it watching YouTube videos, following pics, waking up and scrolling on mobile phone and look what whale capper, handicapper, lock soldier, marine specialist, betting guy is betting? This is not how the things work, right? Those are just the facts. I don't make this up, right? Wake up. When I was doing basketball and all those, I was waking at 4 and 5 in the morning. So I was attacking the first markets and then baseball and everything else. And I was doing this whole day. Earlier, I was watching games as well, but it was a lifestyle. Okay. What do you think? How you become in top 5%? Again, when you're in top 5%, I think if you are in top 5% of basketball players, you will play in NBA. Or if you're, I think, above 2 meters and top 5%, you're playing in NBA. So being in top 5% in anything is outstanding, right? And people think that they will live unhealthy life, drink alcohol, and scroll on mobile phone, and they will make a profit. Because profit in sports betting means that you are in top 5%. Okay, and this is not being negative, skeptical, relying on others. And one one more important thing. Okay, if you want to win at something, and in sports betting is the same, you need to have a power. Okay, we need you need to have a power. If you want to win a war, you need a power. If you want to win business, you need power. And if you blame others for your failure, you take your power and give your power to others. And you cannot win if you follow or blame others. Okay, it is always your. Once you say, okay, I'm responsible completely for my wins and my failures, that doesn't mean that you don't read books, that you don't follow smart people and learn from them. And this is, again, you take responsibility. Okay, I will take responsibility for this information and I will take action. This is a power. But if you blame others, the same, if you blame others for winning or something like that, losing, it is always giving power to others. Okay, and if you give power to others, you cannot win. You will not have wife, you will not have family, you will not have business, you will not, I don't know, nothing will work. Okay, giving power to others means you're not winning life. Okay, I'm also victim sometimes, but I try to remember, okay, you need to take responsibility for everything. No, whatever happens, you need to take responsibility for everything. And of course, life is not fair. Sometimes others will screw you. But again, in terms of mentality and philosophy, it is always better to say, okay, this was my decision. I decided that I will bet. Nobody forced me to bet. Nobody forced me to go to that girl. Nobody forced me to marry this woman. Nobody forced me to have a kid. Nobody forced me to, I don't know, drink alcohol, not train, not sleep, watch games, and wasting times. If you say, okay, this is my responsibility, even if you make mistakes and if you do things wrong, at least you have this power. Okay, and followers never have the power, and power is necessary for winning whatever we do in our life. Okay, in sports betting is the same. Okay, okay, and let's move to projections. So I will give you projections and picks. Your king is Detroit, Carrasco, Tarek Skubal, based on my projections. So those are projections. Okay, not picks, because bookmakers have different odds. You can agree, you cannot agree. Picks, I don't know what is a pick. Pick is good for YouTube title, so people can find me. Based on my projections, Carlos Carrasco should be plus 133, Detroit minus 133. Bookmakers have plus 151 uh, on Yankees. So maybe Yankees are a little bit underrated in this game. But I also have my just at Kelly criterion formula, which highlights me potentially good bets. White Sox Cleveland, not qualified. And I also have league average pitcher when the pitcher is not qualified, which means that he doesn't have enough innings pitch. I think Smith is playing for White Sox. So those would be my projected odds if White Sox start with league average pitcher. So plus 191, 2.91. And again, one more thing, I always recommend use decimal odds. Okay, this is the easiest thing to learn. Okay, if you cannot learn decimal odds or switch from American to decimal, and if this is too complex, then sports betting is too complex. This is the very, very basic thing. Okay, the odds are the same, just the format is the different. Okay, the odds represent the price on the betting market, but if you use models, if you use analysis, decimal odds are much simpler because calculating is much simpler. Okay, again, you can use American odds, but every sports book has in settings, just click on decimal. You can try for 1 week once you get familiar, and then you can decide. Okay, again, I'm not telling you what to do, but I hope you got the idea. So maybe this can change your life. Okay, some people are stuck with American odds, and of course they cannot analyze anything. Okay, so those are my projections, and those are bookmakers odds. In this case, maybe Cleveland is a better option, but again, we don't know if Smith is average, league average pitcher. But in terms of money, what that means in terms of projections, I say, okay, I'm willing to pay 191 if I talk in American odds, to win 100. And bookmakers tell me you need to pay my 196 to win 100. Okay, so as there's no value in this game. And if, let's say, this is maybe better example. I say, okay, if I bet $100 I expect that bookmakers will pay me 133. Okay, it is the same here. Okay, because multiplying is the same. Okay, and then bookmakers say, okay, we will not pay you 133, we will pay you 151. So I get more than I would expect, and this is the concept of plus EV. Okay, then we have Miami Mets. I don't know who's pitching for Miami, but he's not qualified. But based on my projections, Mets should be minus 222 or 1.45. Okay, so if I bet $100 I want that someone pays me $45. Okay, then we have St. Louis, Pittsburgh. Sonny Gray, Paul Skenes, two right-handed pitchers. For me, this is close to 50-50 game. 50.42% on Pittsburgh. Bookmakers give them a little bit better chance. So based on my projections, they are overrated. What that means in terms of numbers, I'm willing to pay 102 to win 100, and they say me, no, you need to pay a little bit more, 123. And I say, okay, no, this is not good price. Okay, and with St. Louis, I say, if I bet 100, I want to have 102. And they say, okay, we will give you a little bit more, 112. Okay, and this is that discrepancy. Of course, no betting model is perfect. No handicapper is perfect. That's why I'm looking for bigger discrepancy. In other words, being more selective. Okay, and also one thing I want to say here: when someone say a good hit or good bet yesterday or something like that, uh, bettors don't hit anything. Okay, we don't hit anything. Okay, I cannot hit anything. It is always about the process, about the work behind that leads to that hits. Okay, so if you can congratulate to someone, don't congratulate him for his picks, because you really don't see what is behind it. Okay, how many work, how many sleepless hours, how many focus spreadsheets, models, whatever. And these systems leads to hits. Okay, not hits are not important, or picks, whatever. Okay, Dodgers, Washington, again, average pitcher, so I will just skip. You can see the projections, and of course you can use this as part of your analysis. I'm not advocate of blindly following anyone anyway. Okay, Angels against Tampa Bay Rays, Kyle Hendricks, Shane Bass. Based on my projections, Hendricks with the Angels should be plus 121. They're plus 148, so they're maybe a little bit underrated. Then we have Minnesota, Kansas, close to 50-50 game. Bookmakers favor a little bit more Kansas, so no value with Kansas. Maybe Minnesota a little bit underrated. Philadelphia, Atlanta, Wheeler against Chris Sale. I have Chris Sale at 53.01% of chance. I should the lineups could also change, but based on my projections, maybe Atlanta would be a logical play. Here is the difference between my probabilities and no weak bookmakers probabilities, and simply subtract. And when there is a negative, this is not good. When it is positive, then this is small value. But of course, as again, I'm looking for a little bit bigger discrepancies, and I use my own formula how to do this. Okay, Texas, Chicago Cubs. Based on my projections, plus 141 on Texas and minus 141 on Chicago. But based on my projections, this is no value. Milwaukee, Colorado, also too close. Baltimore, Arizona, I see, also too close. I have minus 115 plus 115, or 2.15, 1.87 in decimal odds. But once we check these odds, Those are bookmakers. They're basically the same. Then we have Houston, Seattle. I will also skip this. Cincinnati, San Francisco. Maybe small value with San Francisco, at least here. But again, too close. And then we have San Diego Padres against Oakland. Dylan Cease against Jeffrey Springs. Uh, Oakland at home, of course, this is also, uh, let's say, new team, new environment. Uh, we will see how they will go. But if we stick with the statistics, my betting model gives 54.30% of chance to Oakland. They should be small favorite and they are a small underdog. And because of that, I have Oakland as an underdog play. The same with first five innings. With first five innings with underdogs, when you get good odds, 1.60, 1.70 or above, it is worth taking plus 0.5, which means that if the game is tied, the bet is still a winning bet. Uh, this is very useful, especially because after five innings, many games can also happen as a tie. But again, some people will ask me, is it better to bet plus 0.5 or bet on underdogs? So here is the thing. If, let's say, you have the advantage against the market, and if you bet plus EV, based on theory, you will make a profit, no matter if you bet on underdogs or if you take run lines. Okay, of course there's the differences, but if you bet on plus EV, this is a way how you win in the long run. Okay, however, if you bet on underdogs, you bet on games uh, with a smaller probability of success, of a positive outcome. Okay, what that means? So let's say if you bet always on plus 200, and you have the edge, you will make a profit. But what will happen? You will have much more losses. Okay, you will lose, let's say, 3-4 games in a row. Okay, but that sixth or seventh hit, or when it happen, in the long run, you will cover all these losses and you will make a profit. Okay, if you play favorites, you will have more winning bets, but that doesn't mean that you will make more profit. But why is this important? Because we as sports bettors, we have limited bankrolls. Okay, uh, professional bettors usually, this is very simple. So divide your bankroll into 100 parts. Okay, 100 units. One unit is one small part, 1% of your bankroll, and this is what you place on a game. Okay, of course there are, again, differences, so I will not go into the details. 1.5 unit, 1.25, 1.75. Let's keep it simple. Okay, so a professional bettor will divide 100 units into 100 parts. And why he does this? Because he wants to protect the bankroll, because he hopes that he will not have a 0-100 run. Very simple explanation. Okay, and he hopes that even if he will have losing streaks, he will survive, and in the long run he will win. That's why we need to have these units, because if you have, let's say, I don't know, 10,000 American dollars, and if you bet on one game, on the next game, and even if you have, let's say, a plus EV, it is of course possible that you will not win, and then you're out of your bankroll. If you have if you divide into 10 parts, so one bet is 10 units, again, 10 bets in a row, it is possible that you have that will happen. And the bigger the odds, or the bigger the underdogs, the bigger the possibility that these losing streaks are longer. Okay, the variance is bigger, and many bettors cannot handle this. I see bettors, they lose, they have two losing months, and then it's a tragedy for them. They almost don't jump from the balcony, so they cannot bet, right? Variance is part of sports betting. Sometimes, if you will bet for 25 years, you will have a negative year. Maybe you can start betting right now and you will have a negative year, and then you will have 20 years of positive results. All things can happen. Okay. And with huge underdogs, the variance is bigger, and most people are not disciplined. Most people don't have the bankrolls. Most people don't bet 1% per game because they have smaller bankrolls. And of course, if you have, I don't know, only 1,000 American dollars, and then you calculate and you say, okay, 1% of 10, 1% of 1,000 American dollars, this is 10 American dollars. Why would you bet 10 American dollars if you can work in McDonald's and you will earn more? And this is sure money, right? And sports betting is not sure money, right? So most people gamble and bet too much because they have too small bankrolls. Okay. And with huge underdogs, these variances will happen. Psychologically is much harder. For bankers, for most people, it's much harder. But in theory, if you're disciplined, if you have bankroll, if you stick to the plan, you will make profit both with underdogs and with safer version. No matter what, based on theory, you will make a profit. Okay, but because baseball season is also limited, you have limited bankrolls. I like to take plus 0.5. Despite both would be profitable. Okay, and I also like to say this example. It is probably better to explain this. I hope it will be valuable, so I hope you will understand. Okay, let's say you have completely correct odds, and let's say it is 1 out of 100,000. Okay, so the probability is 1 out of 100,000. Okay, and then from the bookmakers. Okay, bookmakers offer you a game 1 out of 100,000. Okay, and then you have information from God itself. He say this game is 1 out of 10,000. Okay, 1 out of 10,000, and you have clearly plus EV. Okay, this is from the God itself. You have plus EV, so it is a huge underdog, but it is correct number. Okay, but the problem is this: if you even if you have huge value, even if you have good value, so you have 1 out of 10,000, and it is offered 1 out of 100,000, and you have only 100 units to spend, it can easily happen that you will be run out of your bankroll before that first hit will happen. Okay, I wanted to explain this on extreme example about the variance. Okay, so it depends on many things, because sports betting is much more about transformation. Okay, I see smart people who are negative, skeptical. They write email, they don't even say, hey, I am this and the best regards, I am that guy. They just they hey I see they are they are negative, skeptical, and they will not win at sports betting. Okay, probably they I don't know, but sports betting, it is good if you're optimistic, if you believe, and if you work, but at the same time you're realistic. That losing is possible, and you're okay with that. Okay, because nothing is guaranteed. Okay, and I hope we win with Oakland today. And that's it. Okay, that's it from me. The video was very long. I wanted to share just picks today, but I don't know. It happened. Okay, it happened. So I will just upload this video. Some people will watch it. Some people will get some idea. Some people will just look for picks. If you look for picks, if you bet, thank you, because someone must put money into betting world so we can withdraw, and bookmakers can live from this. So thank you all. If you look just for picks and follow picks, it is also okay. But let's say that we make profit with Oakland. I don't know. We'll see. First month was never really good for me in the past, but that doesn't mean that it is. Sometimes people ask me, hey, what is the best month, when to start, when should I start? This is exactly the same thing. So someone is looking the best moment, so he put his money to maximize profits. This is not how the things work. Okay, you win at sports betting if you wake up tomorrow, open a laptop, and start doing analyzing and attacking plus CV. Start learning, build betting models, research statistics, research methods, research successful sports bettors, research successful people, positive people. Read Michael Singer, read Eckhart Tolle, read Tony Robbins, read Naval Ravikant, read Hal Elrod, read uh, read simply successful people, better, successful. You need to study success and then transformation. Okay, and then success will happen. Not, hey, when is the best time to start betting so I make most money without doing anything, or with least effort. Sports betting is a lifestyle. Okay, you sleep, you read, you wake up, and you're excited about what the numbers will. For me, sports betting. Okay, I'm a little bit older right now. I made enough, and maybe I don't have the same excitement that I had. I don't know, 20 years ago. When I woke up each morning and I opened my laptop and I started doing analysis, and I said myself, this is better than sex. And I had a girlfriend who was Miss Hawaiian Tropic back then at the start. But I still said, so I had a beautiful girlfriend, and I said, this is better than sex. This is better than sex. I was so excited, you know. And then people say, this takes a lot of time. This and you will not win, because there are people who are excited about this. Okay. And the other day, I received email, and one guy said, I simply don't have time for betting. Well, you know, time. There's no such a thing as time, right? We all have 24 hours. Okay. Time. It is never about the time. It is always about priorities. Okay. If you're passionate about something, then you do this naturally. Okay. When you, I don't know, when you cook at home, when you clean home, when you have sex with your wife or whatever, when you run your kids to the school, and when you do everything that you need, when you come home from your job, and then everything is okay, and then you have a free time. So the question is, what you do in that free time? You go to fishing, you turn on TV, watch Netflix, you turn TV on and you watch NBA, NFL. I don't know, you do something else, you go to gym. What you do in your free time, this is your passion. And in life, especially in some competitive market like sports betting, uh, you need to be passionate about this, because this is not like, as I said, this is not like, I don't know, something. If you play a guitar, you can play a guitar, and no matter how good you are, you can still have fun. In sports betting, you need to be in top 5%. Okay, and it is always growing. Okay, and when you say I don't have a time, it is not problem at time, it is more problem a passion. Then some people say, well, I just want to make money, right? Well, I will tell you, there are much better ways to make money than sports betting, right? So just invest in bitcoins. Bitcoin will grow to millions in one day, and you will make profit. Okay, so then someone say, I don't believe in this, I don't believe in stock market, I don't believe in bitcoins, I don't believe in business, I don't believe. You don't believe in anything. Okay, what do you believe? How you will make anything out of your life? If you don't believe, if you don't risk, if you don't invest in something, how you will make anything, right? Why? So some people say, if there are much better ways to make money, why do you bet, right? But the money is not the only thing in our life. Okay, rich people, wealthy people, they don't do things because of money. Only poor people do things because of money. Okay, if you do things because of money, you will die in your soul. Inside your soul will burn, you will die if you do things because of money. Okay, only poor people are focused on money. Only hungry people are focused on food. Only men who don't have sex are focused on porn and on sex, because they need this. They don't have it. You're always focused on something that you don't. But naturally, you cannot succeed at something that you're not passionate and you don't love it. Okay, whether this is sports, playing a guitar, being a doctor, being a teacher, being sports bet, or whatever. Okay, money is not good reason to bet. Okay, why Elon Musk is doing those things? why Trump is president. He made enough money. Because poor people always think that people do things just because of money. Why is Trump doing this? He could play golf, he could have a fun on a seaside on Hawaii. Why he's doing this? Because this is a poor mindset. Because poor mindset don't understand that most people or successful people don't do things because of money. They do because of money plus because they love it. And this is very important. If you do this, if you bet only because of money, then you're doing things wrong. You can find something where you can still make money and you can be passionate about this, right? If you love fishing, you can build a business about fishing and talk about fishing, create a YouTube channel about fishing, right? You would be passionate and you will talk about fishing, and you can still make money from fishing or selling. I don't know, I never fish, but there are some things to sell, or I don't know, whatever. There are things. It is possible to make money from fishing, but it is not. But it is life is wasted if you do just things just because of money. When I needed money, I went to work. Okay, I went to work because I lost bankrolls, I lost money from sports betting. I love sports betting, but I went to work because when I went to work, I traded my time, my body, and someone gave me money, salary, and this was 100% sure, right? So I I decided that I need to trade my body and my time to get some money. Okay. And I was not passionate about this, but I knew that I get 100% sure that money, so I can use this money for paying rent, building bankers, whatever. Okay. But if you do something which is not sure and you don't love it and you do this just for money, then this is completely failed. I believe. Okay. I will stop betting the day, and I will stop doing analysis, and I will stop teaching others or showing, I don't like to say teaching, but showing others how I bet, when I will not be passionate anymore. Because I push my members. Okay, sometimes they will say, okay, you're aggressive, you want to expect this, you want, because I'm passionate about this. Okay, when I see a person who after 3 years he cannot paste or he cannot build a betting model, I'm angry on myself. I'm angry on this guy. What the fuck you were doing 3 years and you can still not copy paste spreadsheet? What the fuck I was doing? And because I'm passionate about this, okay, I'm not just here just to, I don't know, just have some anonymous bettors who are just followers. Maybe I will run some big subscriptions and then I will charge a lot, but I w- I'm passionate about this, and when I will not be passionate about this, and I will stop doing this, and I will not apologize to anyone. When I will stop doing this, I will stop doing this. Okay, and that's it. If there is no passion, there is no success, no matter what we do. Okay, and sports betting is very, very competitive world. If you can win at sports betting, you can win at anything. Okay, you can win at anything. Okay, and I see people, they cannot even write normal email. They cannot put two sentences and they think they will win at sports betting. No, they will not win at sports betting. Okay, some people see, they look at computer, they look at the number for half hour. This is not going to work, and you can be better. You need to practice this. And if you do analysis, if you do sports betting, if you research markets, if you build betting models, and if you suffer, do you think this makes sense? I don't know. If I started learning programming. Okay, at some point I had the idea that I will be a programmer, because that was probably 15 years ago or something like that. I was betting, but at the same time, back then it was popular to be a developer. Okay, so all new developers, they were making a lot of money, so it is also a little bit connected to sports betting, and I had the idea I will be a developer, and I started learning programming. I even went to one company. the developers agency, and I asked the boss, the owner, because my friend is a friend of him, and if I can work for free for 2 months to learn programming. And I was there, and I was not passionate about this because my mind, my brains were not focused. I was too, let's say, too stupid. And when people say I'm too stupid for this, you're not too stupid for this, okay? You're simply not passionate about this. I was too stupid. Let's say I was too stupid for programming. I was not passionate about it because when there was a code, I was not into it. My mind was jumping back to sports betting. We were doing something, and my mind, oh fuck, today I don't know, CC Sabatia is playing, or I don't know, David Ortiz is hitting, or something like that, right? And my mind was not there, okay, and I was suffering, and I would never be a good developer. And later, when I built a website, I had some small knowledge, but I hired a developer, I had the designer, because this is not for me. Those things were necessary for a website, but I'm not developer, okay? And I found many other things in my life where I was simply not passionate. Most people are not stupid. When I see I'm too stupid for this, no, you're not too stupid. You're not self-aware that you are simply not passionate about this, okay? Because most people have average IQ. Okay, I have average Q, and 95% of people that are watching this video have the same average IQ like me. We are all, if we have Gauss, we are all, we're not. There are people who are geniuses, and there are people on both sides. So let's say people with lower IQ, and there are people on the other side that are very very smart. But most people are in between, and it is not about being smart, it is much more about being passionate. So how to become passionate about something? uh, so this is another question: will passion find you, or you need to find passion? I believe that passion will find you once you start digging into something. The more time you invest in something, the more passionate you become. And the more passionate you become, the more focus you have. The more focus you have, the more you learn. And the more you learn, the smarter you become. And then you say, I know how to do these things. Okay. Sometimes people say, I'm too dumb to build a betting mall. No, you're not too dumb. You're simply not passionate about this. And that's completely okay. We're not passionate. I know people want money, but most people are not simply not passionate. Okay. It is not about being smart. Okay. Everything, all those things can be learned. But of course, every relative competition, business is relative competition, sports betting, everything is relative competition. It is not good enough. Let's say in baseball, it is not good enough to score 5 runs. Okay, this would be absolute competition. If the rule would be, if you score 5 runs, you win a game. That's not right. This is absolute competition. It is a in reality, it is a relative competition. It is not good enough that you score 5 runs. You must outscore other teams. So if other teams score 9 runs, 5 runs is not enough. It is always against others, right? The same is in sports betting. It is not good enough to, I don't know, to bet and to win. It is always how you become better than others, because when the market is becoming better, the odds are sharper, and so on. Okay, and it is harder to beat the market. Okay, and it is not about being stupid or smart. Previously, I was talking about four groups: poor and dumb, poor and smart, rich and dumb, and rich and smart. And this is all combination of all these things. Okay, most people who start doing the things that they don't love and they're not passionate, they will also feel they are dumb or not smart, because they simply didn't invest enough time into something. Okay, my friend, who is a big advocate of Bitcoin, he said, uh, and he has conferences, he talks about Bitcoin, and one businessman asked him, uh, that he doesn't believe in Bitcoin and so on, and what he say to people who doesn't believe in Bitcoin. Okay, and his words were simply people didn't invest enough time to understand it. Okay, and I think this sentence is amazing. So if you feel you're stupid or you cannot win at something, it is usually not that you're stupid, but it is most of the time you simply didn't invest enough time uh, to dig deeper and to love the game. And of course, if you dig into something like I did into programming after 2 months, this was not for me. I maybe I could say I'm too stupid for this, or but probably I simply was not enough passionate. Okay, and that's completely okay. What would be how would the world look like if everyone would be passionate? And in sports betting, always only top 5% of people will win, and not always the same 5% of people will win. Okay, and my main message from the start was you start winning when you are much more obsessed with your own results, your own bets, your own models than with other people's place results and so on. Okay, and this is only possible if you're passionate about something. Okay, if you're passionate about playing basketball, you will find a way, and you will play basketball, you will take a ball, you will run, and you will do this every time when you have a free time. If you don't have this passion, then you will just watch games and you will never be in NBA. The same is in sports betting. Okay, and how to find this passion, that's up to you. And whatever to do, always take responsibility. And like I will take responsibility for my video, but I will not take responsibility for each one of you and the ideas that you either take or ignore. Okay, but one is sure, I want that you all win. I want that you're successful. And even if one idea or even if one of my message will force you to think, or think a little bit differently, or maybe just get another perspective, I'm happy with this. Okay, so thank you for watching and see you next time.